Good morning, everybody. How's it going? It is 10:02 a.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday, August 3rd. Wanted to get a video in today because haven't gotten one in a while, and a lot has been happening ever since we had that big turnaround from 29,000 area on Bitcoin all the way to 42,000, a little higher than that. Now we're kind of consolidating, so we want to see what to look at. I want to go over 10 altcoins that have really shown some strength, gone up 50%. Some lower cap altcoins have gone up 100%, but we want to talk about the high market cap ones. I want to go over 10 of those, what to look for, what we're looking at chart wise. I want to go over some news on why I'm becoming more and more bullish since that turnaround from 29,000 on Bitcoin, and want to go over our regular analysis on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin dominance, altcoin overall market cap, and take a quick glance at the Bitcoin futures. So if that's something that interests you, if you like these videos, if this video does you some good, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very greatly. Also remember that none of this is considered financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Everything in this video is considered entertainment, informational, and educational purposes only. I'm just a trader, but I do have my opinion and I do want to share that. So without further ado, let's get into that. Okay, so the first one I want to go over is Polkadot. Polkadot got in a few days ago in the $15 area. We talked about this in stockmarketmentor.com, and it just went on a little bit of a tear, reached a high at $19.90, and now it's kind of pulling back. But we are in this little bit of a bull flag, but we are trading below support right now. So this one has kind of become one of the weaker ones chart-wise. We'll see if we can close above this area of support, which was previous resistance. Now it's going to be resistance again, $17.668. So we're close. So we'll see where we close there on Polkadot, but we've been on a little bit of a tear. Polkadot is one of the higher market caps, always in the top 20. It's been in the top 10. I think it's still in the top 10. So something to watch for. Was extremely overbought. You could see it went up with Bitcoin when it had that 10 or 11 days in a row green. We had that 1 day red here on Binance with Polkadot. So are above the 50-day moving average. So we'll watch to hold on to that and continue this bull flag in a downward motion if we can't hold that support, and watch for that 50-day to curl up. Next, want to talk about Link. Link has been showing a little bit more strength than Polkadot, and a little bit more strength than most. We broke above the 50-day, did not come back below it, and then just started to take off. We do have this uptrend line right here that we want to watch. We are trading above support, which was previously resistance, at 21,274, so significantly higher. We also want to watch this level here. Boom. Right where we've, oh, I did have a line there. So we have bounced off this support level multiple times, twice. So look to push through this level of resistance at around 24,445, and then then we almost definitely see 26,458. But yeah, looking really good, looking really strong. Volume has stayed up. We are in an overbought area, so kind of watch out for that. But we'll look at Bitcoin later and see where we're at, because as you know, mostly, for the most part, the next one you're going to see is going to kind of defy that a little bit, along with how Chainlink has. Bitcoin comes down, altcoins come down. Well, Luna, probably the biggest mover I've had, is looking phenomenal. Hit a high of 14.20. I was in it a little over $9, and I have done pretty terrible on Luna over the past, and it was one of those where it's like, okay, here I go, it looks good, I'm going to try and make money on Luna, and it took off into like the 10, $11 area, and I'm like, all right, I made some money on Luna finally. It trades in big ranges, so it kind of throws me off of my style and my kind of momentum. But you can see right here, the only real resistance we have up until about $15.66 is just intraday stuff. And when we broke out from this previous high, that was, and we closed above the high of yesterday, that was a big buy signal some more. I added more. We actually dropped a little bit, but then we clearly took back off up to $14.20, currently sitting at $13.64, and I don't see anything really slowing us down. Maybe right here, these bottoms of these candles, but really 1566, I don't see why it wouldn't at least hit that before some consolidation, maybe a little bit higher, especially with the strength that it's been showing with Bitcoin coming down. Next, one that just got brought up to me the other day by B. Witty in the Stock Market Mentor Forum. Great trader. Anyways, follow him on Twitter. Give him a follow on Twitter. Give everybody, that a follow on Twitter. But Celsius, hadn't really paid much attention to it recently, but what I do like about it, not really charting it, just started adding it to my watch list. You see we have these big downward trend, kind of shakeouts, and then big gains, big downward movement, gain, and then we're looking to be in that downward movement again. So watch for that. Watch for it to maybe triple bottom here. Around 481 ish. If it comes down there, that'd be really good buy area. What I like about it is it's got some of the highest returns, APY, on the bigger cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. You look at Ethereum, $30,000, you earn 9,100 within a year, 5.35%. So pretty good, especially since BlockFi's rates have come down. Voyager's really good also, but Celsius, I looked into it a little bit and I really liked it. Hadn't looked into it for quite a while. So now, one of the exchanges that I really like, FTT, FTX, FTT is their token. Been really hyped up. They're getting into sports, marketing and advertising themselves in major sports. I believe it was Major League Baseball. They're the official cryptocurrency exchange. I believe it was Major League Baseball. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's just paying to advertise, but nobody else is doing it, so they're getting their name out first. So they might have won a bid or something like that, but looking really good, above the 50-day moving average, above the 200-day moving average, obviously in an uptrend here, breaking out above previous resistance around $32.14. So looking really strong there. Got some more, this is where we really want to hold above. You can see we've dipped below it after closing above it, is 36,541. So something to watch for. Another reason I really like FTX is because Binance has been getting a lot of, angry customers because of their withdrawal and their deposit limits and stuff like that, transferring to and from banks, I believe. So this is the one that people have been moving to, is FTX. They have a lot of coins that over the last few months have been added to their exchange. They offer futures, they offer margin trading, so they're just doing everything right, I believe. What is it, Sam Bankman-Fried, I think is his name, is the owner, founder, CEO, and he's worth about $8 billion. He's a really young guy, so he's really ambitious. I think they continue to grow, and I think people continue to attract people's attention over that way. Next one, Solana. So Solana, you might have heard of it. It's supposed to be a Solana summer, was kind of the big social media buzz, and obviously this summer everything dumped, so Solana summer was canceled. But what I like here is that we've broken above this longer term downtrend line. We've broken above the 50-day moving average. We never really we pierced the 200, but responded right from the 200-day moving average. So we're above it, and we're in a bull flag, and it's looking quite nice there. If we keep in this bull flag and keep above the 50-day moving average, I wouldn't be surprised to see a spike back up at least to like the $44 range, if not like maybe the $41, $42 range. So not bad looking chart there. That's what I'm looking at with Solana. Next is Rune, and I don't have a lot charted below this. I missed this one. I was all over it, and I missed it. I never got into it. Rune is Thorchain, and it is a liquidity yielding cryptocurrency. So you yield APR from providing liquidity, and you can see this, not too hard of a drop, but a pretty hard drop. They got hacked here, and it did not have that bad of a drop. And I was like, this thing should have gone down further with the hack. I think the hacker was very forgiving. It was more of like a warning, saying like, yeah, you shouldn't do this. You should never like let that be exposed. It's too easy, blah, blah, blah. So I cut you a break. I think that was Rune or Thorchain that did that, but you can see it kind of held here, and I was like, hey, this isn't really reacting to the hack really bad. I never got into it, and boom, it took off over 100% gain. It is now testing the 200-day moving average, similar to how Bitcoin is. Coming down a little bit, is above the 50-day moving average, so we'll see if it could hold that 50-day moving average, break through the 200 and hold. We also have resistance at the 7.698, which we came right up to, hit 7.68. So you can see that's a pretty important level as it's reacting to it. So we'll see if we can push above that and then above the 200. Next, these next two are questionable. They're very, very situational for me. So you could see, haven't really added anything today to this chart because this is all going to be a coin flip and it's going to be news related. So if you believe in Cardano or you want to take a chance, but you can see we kind of have a head and shoulders pattern here, which kind of scares me. We are above the 200-day moving average. We are currently above the 50-day moving average. We've been kind of between it, above it, below it. So why is this a wild card? This is a wild card because Cardano is supposed to be coming out with smart contracts. So then they could build a network. Things could build off of Cardano like they build off of Ethereum. Problem is they haven't come through with that in the past, and there's probably at least a small chance that even though they're supposed to this August implement smart contracts, maybe they don't do it. And if that were the case, then this would probably fall pretty hard, and this head and shoulders pattern would play out. Didn't play out with Bitcoin, so doesn't necessarily have to with Cardano either, but the odds with that type of pattern are in the favor of the downside, so it kind of scares me. But if they do come out with their smart contracts, I think these wicks up and down are showing a little bit of indecisiveness with people that, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. So I think that is probably factored in a little bit, but probably not all the way, that you'll probably see a nice pop if there is an announcement or an implementation of that, or an update date, or it actually happens. So yeah. Next, another situational one is XRP. So why is this situational? You heard me talking about it way back here, where I was really thinking something was going to happen soon with the SEC, with the XRP being a security and not an asset or something to that nature, because XRP is the token and Ripple is the company. So there may be some confusion to that, maybe something they did wrong, maybe something they didn't do wrong that the SEC will clear them for. So you can see we're kind of in this bull flag right here. Also, I'm actually going to draw this without the wicks, but nice gain from a low of 51 cents, so we're up almost 50%. I'm not actually in this, but I am watching this. We're above the 50-day moving average. Tested the 200, so that's stronger than what Bitcoin has shown. So again, one of those situational coin flips where the chart's looking good, so maybe something's coming into the positive, but we get some good news with it, then it's going to see a nice pop. Get some bad news with it, it's going to see a nice drop. So stop losses in place are extremely important. Probably some profit taking on any pop, but anyways, those are the 10 altcoins. 10 altcoins. Oh, Ethereum was the 10th one. So looking at Ethereum, another situational one. Not that it's not going to happen, but you got the London hard fork, which upgrades Ethereum, implementing EIP, Ethereum Improvement Protocol 1559, which is going to make Ethereum deflationary, meaning that there will be a limit. Right now there is infinite supply of Ethereum. It will limit its supply, making it deflationary, and it will also reduce fees by burning the fees. So it'll burn the fees, and then the miners will get what they're calling a tip. So they'll still make their money off of mining, and they will not get as much though. So clearly miners are not in favor of this, but it has to happen to make it scalable, and everything's building off of Ethereum. And Ethereum is one of those that I could potentially see flipping Bitcoin in market cap one day, just because it's so much. It's like Web 2.0 compared to Web 1.0. I'm not going to get too into it, but Ethereum's language is Solidity, where Bitcoin is script, like JavaScript, like creating websites. But everything's building off of Ethereum. This will make it more scalable, and yeah, this is a game changer. So we'll see if the price is already factored in. Looks like we're having a little bit of a sell-off today. So I think everybody I know in crypto is holding some Ethereum. So more of a long-term game for most of us rather than a trader. But yeah, anyways. So getting into the news before we get into our Bitcoin analysis, seeing where we're at. So ETH2 will help Ether outpace Bitcoin, Pantera Capital CEO predicts. So just talking about this, about maybe potentially flipping Bitcoin in market cap. Ether has more potential than Bitcoin as a newer cryptocurrency, and the latest EIP 1559 will help token trade more like a fixed asset, Pantera Capital CEO says, amid the looming Ethereum London hard fork, which happens on August 4th, so tomorrow. I don't know exactly which time, but I'm sure you could look it up. Pantera Capital CEO Dan Moorhead predicted that the upcoming upgrade would likely help Ether outpace Bitcoin as the largest cryptocurrency. I probably agree with that. Is it going to happen overnight? No. Is it going to happen within a few years? It would probably take that as Ethereum builds and builds and builds, and people see that more as a currency, and Bitcoin more as a storage of wealth or an asset. Did I say that right? I did. Okay, next. So just to keep everybody updated with the implementation and the adoption of Bitcoin, getting away from the charts a little bit, which has, been very, very choppy at times. Sometimes, even me, who's more not really a fundamental analysis kind of person, looks to the fundamental analysis to give me some conviction with what I hold in my investments. Aussie crypto exchange CoinJar partners with MasterCard for crypto cards. CoinJar card will be made available through digital and physical cards and currently supports fiat-like transactions for 30 cryptocurrencies. Normally these work like a Capital One card or whatever card that's out there that gives like 2% cash back, but you're going to get it in cryptocurrencies instead. So it does support 30 cryptocurrencies, including prominent ones such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Anyways, moving on. Golden Tree Asset Management is reportedly investing in Bitcoin. At least 3 executives at the $45 billion firm have participated in a funding round for the blockchain-focused VC group Borderless Capital. New York-based asset management firm Golden Tree has reportedly added Bitcoin to its balance sheet, though the amount of the supposed investment remains unknown. So, more firms getting involved. Next, German law allowing institutional funds to hold crypto comes into effect August 2nd. So yesterday, German law now allowing institutional funds to hold crypto. So more adoption. Headline kind of says it all. So kind of some speculation, rumor-based. Amazon plans to accept Bitcoin payments this year, claims insider. So why do I believe this? Well, number one, Amazon is like the largest company in the world, if not close to it. Sorry, that might be wrong, but it's at least somewhat close. So it begins with Bitcoin, and an anonymous insider said in describing Amazon's intent to enter the cryptocurrency payments arena. An anonymous source within Amazon has reportedly told London business newspaper City AM, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, why do I believe this? They have to. Everybody else is starting to do it. They have to. It's the way that it is moving. But they said they didn't, that they weren't going to. Well, they did say they were going to explore it still after they said that the rumors were false, just not in 2021. Maybe it still happens in 2021. Why did they announce that? Well, the price of Bitcoin went up to 42,000. On those rumors, probably, I think looking at the chart, probably $4,000 or $5,000 worth of that move from like 29,000 to 42,000 was probably people buying on this rumor. And what happens if they announce like, yes, we're doing this, it just shoots up straight to 64,000? That's pretty irresponsible. They have to look out for that, as they have like a responsibility being that large, that could possibly be considered market manipulation. So yeah, they're not going to announce something like that when there's that big of anticipation. So could be true, maybe not. I think they will eventually regardless, and they'll do more with that. They also had that job posting in regards to cryptocurrency. But anyways, moving on, there was some big news of the third largest company in the world, Saudi Aramco, talking about getting into cryptocurrency or investing in it, which would be billions and billions of dollars, not millions of dollars. But they came out and said that the rumors were false and inaccurate, and that can mean anything. They may be looking at the same thing, like, hey, we want to keep this relatively quiet, so maybe that's very vague, that the rumors were false and inaccurate. Well, what about it was false and inaccurate specifically? It doesn't really say that they are not buying Bitcoin, but but the Saudi Arabian oil company, Saudi Aramco, stirred interest among crypto enthusiasts last year after investing $5 million in blockchain-based oil trading company VACT. While this move aimed to digitize and streamline post-trade processing, Saudi Aramco was also rumored to undertake Bitcoin mining activities, and that came out a few days ago. But anyways, something to still watch for, definitely something to still watch for. And lastly, Bitcoin supercycle sets up Q4 Bitcoin price top as illiquidity supply hits all-time high. Recent events mean that Q4 blow-off top is now back on the menu as BTC price recovery clings to its 23% weekly gains. So pretty much this charts BTC that they quoted here. History doesn't repeat itself. Often doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Bitcoin, a repeat, would be a Q4 blow-off top. New all-time highs into 2022 seem more likely. Super cycle last cycle will depend on what happened in 2020, what happens in 2023, in my opinion. So that's how these cycles have all ended, with a blow-off top, a climax top, an exhaustion gap. All signs of huge, quick gains, just like short squeezes happen. But yeah. So illiquid supply hits all-time high. So anyways, that's the news. Just wanted to share those just because it keeps me focused in these drawdowns or pullbacks. We went below 38,000, which we'll get into the chart next, below 38,000, but it helps keep me on track with, like, okay, people are interested in this. It is still moving forward from a fundamental standpoint. The chart will follow eventually, and it has been recently, as we've seen major gains. On Coinbase, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days green in a row. We are due for a pullback. Looks very nice. Very nice. I mean, you may not think it looks nice with this, but that is, we will break to the upside from that eventually. That is a bullish pattern. 50-day moving average is back in play at 35,000. I think we see lowest of the low, probably more like 36,000. That's where the 7-day moving average is on Binance right now. Talk about frequently. I don't have the chart pulled up, but I talk about frequently. I'll tell you exactly where it's at because I got it on my phone. It's exactly at, the 25-day moving average is at 35,151. As it moves up, it is moving up. It's curling up, probably meet around 36,000. Should we see that low? We did break the previous low. Would have liked to hold that level. We still can reclaim it. We're not far away from it, and we're holding the 38,000 area right now. So we have 7.5 hours left in the day to reclaim that and hold it. That would be a bullish sign that we hold that, even though we pierced below it. But that level on Coinbase is 38,342, currently at 38,138. So a lot to play out. Good day to let the candle play out. Anyways, you could see that we did not quite make it to the 200-day moving average, but we are, I don't have it pulled up here, but we are above the Ichimoku cloud, which also was something that I mentioned that is bullish to me. We are above the 50-day moving average. Thought that we might come up and test the 200 first. We came a little short of that, so that's a little weak, but we'll see how we react when the 50-day meets the price of Bitcoin again, which I believe will push it back up towards the 200-day, and that's when we break through it. Maybe it takes 3 times to test it. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I'm not saying that's absolutely going to happen, but it could. And that's what I've been thinking is going to happen for a long time now if you've been watching these videos. Next, Bitcoin futures. We do have this gap at 32,930 on the Bitcoin futures. Don't like that. Didn't fill this one back here from the 24th. Just below 24,000, so don't necessarily have to. The big move on big volume points to upward direction away from it anyways, so could be one of those gaps that just don't fill. It looks likely to be something like that, but all it takes is one piece of big bad news to bring it back down there. So looking at Bitcoin dominance, not much, just slowly grinding upwards. Not telling us much. The price of Bitcoin hasn't been it started to separate a little from altcoins, and then it came back when these altcoins, you've seen them in the videos. In this video, the 10 altcoins, they've been moving pretty nicely. The altcoin market cap, we've broken above the 50 and the 200 again, and we just crossed below it, but the price is above it, so it probably crossed right back above the 200. We are in overbought area here as well, so we've come down from the overbought area in Bitcoin, so you might see eventually within the next week or two pull back in altcoins. I think they still have a little bit of a further run to go, and then you'll see a little bit of a pullback because we are in overbought territory. Not necessarily in the RSI, so it's not going to be a huge drop, I don't think, but the stochastic RSI. So watch out for that. I think we got a little bit more of a move in altcoins, though, before that happens. Also, a few more I want to talk about is start talking about the stock market world a little bit more, because some of you out there, you may not want to worry about dealing with all these different accounts, or even just a Coinbase account, or even just a Binance or Binance U.S. account. So you're like, well, how do I just do it through my stock trading account? Well, MicroStrategy moves up and down a lot based off the price of Bitcoin, because their largest investment is in Bitcoin. I don't know if it's their only one, but it is definitely their largest, and they have another $1 billion in stock offering that they can sell in order to buy more Bitcoin. I don't know when that will be. They're trying to be more strategic about it, but their average price, I think, is around $27,000, and they have lots and lots of Bitcoin. I don't know the exact number, but lots of gaps on this chart, but that's just how it trades. I wouldn't pay too much attention to the gaps, but definitely a bull flag here, so looking really strong, above the 50, above the 200. Definitely want to get above this mark here, but it looks likely, definitely looks likely this previous high, which you could see got rejected from earlier. So I almost certain there'll be a retest of that at 694. But anyways, moving on, the two Grayscale trusts, the GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Lots of bullish things here. You can see we're also in a bull flag here, and looks like we have a little bit of an island bottom. Not too big of a gap right there, but looks like an island bottom. Gap down, trade sideways, gap up, bullish. Very, very bullish look to it. So these are a couple other things that, make me kind of more confident in the price of Bitcoin. GBTC trades in reference to the price of Bitcoin, so sometimes it trades at a premium, sometimes it trades as at a discount. It traded at a premium previously until recently, because the arbitrage opportunities for Grayscale is not available anymore. So a lot of, I think, selling at that point made now trading at a discount. So if it ever comes up to match the price of Bitcoin again, you get it, a little cheaper, and you might see a little inflation of the extra inflation of the price percentage wise, should it ever meet that again. But we were above the 200-day moving average, came back down, but we are in a bull flag, kind of breaking down from that, but we'll see how that works. You got the 50-day moving average as support right here, plus you got the low from July 26. That should act as a nice support there. Anything from previous, yep, so you see it's acted as resistance here and support here, so that should be a pretty strong support should we come down that far high, and that's going to be at a level of $31.24. Lastly, the Ethereum, Grayscale Ethereum Trust. Honestly, haven't looked at this until like a week ago. Was the first time I've ever looked at this. So again, very choppy, gappy patterns. It's going to reflect the price of Ethereum, which again is trading at a discount right now. We are above support. We are above the 50-day moving average, well above the 200-day moving average. But you can see these two candles have sold off. But looking good, above support, above the 50-day moving average. Again, haven't looked at it too much until like a week ago, so don't have too many lines on here. I like to kind of feel the momentum of a stock. I like to kind of feel its price action. Haven't had a chance to do that, kind of connect with it at all. So kind of just a couple things I'm watching is this level of support and the 50-day moving average. Probably get more detailed into that into the future as I watch it more and more. So yeah, great. Hope you guys like this video. That's everything, kind of on the long side, but a lot to cover. Just again, wanted to go over these 10 altcoins. I'm sure there's more out there. Some of them I've talked about before, some of them I haven't. There's a few new ones in there that I do feel really strongly about moving forward in the future, growing and looking strong right now. So those 10 altcoins, I am not in every single one of those. I'm in most of them. I think 6 or 7 out of 10 of those I am in. Also, just really wanted to share this news just from a fundamental standpoint. I know some of you people out there are just strictly chart guys, which is more my kind of style as well. But sometimes that fundamental stuff helps give you confidence in what you're seeing in the charts. So if you're bullish on the charts and you see all this adoption and implementation and it's just growing bigger and bigger from a fundamental standpoint, that just for me builds that conviction level that I'm in what I want to be in. And right now I'm down to about 33% cash. I did a lot of buying in this upward movement. Once we showed this candle, I got really confident. Buy one day. Everything is still between 37,000 and 31,700, my buys, and that's it for where I want to be right now until Bitcoin moves above 47,000 or down to 20,000, whichever that may be. And that could still happen, but that's where I'm at. The rest is trading. I still have my margin trading account, which I've been most active in lately, doing really well with it, and mostly because the major altcoins and Bitcoin and Ethereum have been moving up. Always do better. I probably 2 to 4% of my trades over my lifetime are short, are on the short side. So don't do a whole lot of that. So when things are moving up, that's when I open up my margin account again. Haven't really been doing any of it probably until somewhere in here. When this started moving down, I said, yep, that's the time to stop trading on margin, because that's when people get their asses handed to them. So yeah, so that's where we're at. Again, could remind you, please, if you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join stockmarketmentor.com. You're going to want to do that sooner rather than later. Yeah, there's some reasons for that, but definitely join us. Trade crypto. Doesn't hurt to have extra sets of eyes. I'm constantly watching the market. I'm constantly watching crypto. I literally am watching it nonstop every day. Still can't catch everything, that being the case, but watching it nonstop all day, every day. Sometimes I'm posting on there on Saturdays and on Sundays when the stock market is closed. Sometimes other people are as well. But again, said this before, I've definitely made money off of things that have been brought to my attention by members. Stock Market Mentor, hopefully that's been the same way. I'm sure it has been with me as well. Try to be as active as possible. I'm literally falling asleep watching the final prices, setting my stop losses on my trades in cryptocurrency. I wake up, go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I'm checking it. So we try to be as all over it as possible as we can, but I love it. Wife doesn't so much, but anyways, great. Again, hit the like, hit the subscribe, appreciate it. Have a great day, safe trading, happy trading. Bye.